Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for one of the Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga Season 2, Episode 6, titled A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. So, let's get into it. So, this episode starts off with Mamusi and Mr. Toto running up the mountain, the same mountain that Tatsuma is running up, and eventually they get to Goma Hall. Goma Hall was the place that they probably kept, this is Mr. Toto saying, Goma Hall is probably where they kept the eyes of the Impure King. So that would be the safest place to put the eyes right now. And he also says that all these other main temples around Goma Hall were made to protect there's temples around Goma Hall, and those were made to protect Goma Hall, so those are probably where the eyes of the Impure King were kept. And this is where Tatsuma comes every day to pray to the sacred flame. So while they're running up the mountain, getting closer and closer to Goma Hall, they can see it in the distance. Mamusi starts to remember some memories when she was a kid about how her, Yaozo, Renzo used to always play around here. Well, no, not Renzo, because he was like a baby. Because we get to see Yozu. What was Renzo? No. What was the other brother's name that we met on the bus? I forgot his name because Renzo is Sima, the one that we are following. And then it's Yozu and Mamusi right there. We get a little picture of them in the past having some fun, just running around in the woods. Because that's Bon. Bon is a little kid. Or Bon's a baby. Bon's a baby in this flashback because, Mamusi and Yozu, everybody's a lot older than them. So I was like, that's not Renzo. Because, I don't know. It might be Renzo. I honestly forgot the guy's name. The brother that we met on the bus in episode 2. I got his name right for all these other episodes, but this one is just blank. Anyway, in the flashback, we get to see Mamusi running around. Umobari isn't really happy with Mamusi being there because I guess everybody else left. I guess they were just playing around the other temples, but I guess she got really close to Goma Hall, so Umobari was pretty mad. Eventually, she got lost, and then Baby Bon and Tatsuma found her. And Tatsuma was like, "Oh, Mamusi, everybody worries sick about you. Come on, I'll bring you back to your dad." And then we cut back into real time. They walk inside of Goma Hall, and they're surprised that, really, Mamusi's the more surprised one that the sacred flame is lit. Toto's like, there's gonna be some sort of secret compartment or something in here where they used to place the eyes. Come on, look for it. And Mamusi's like, yeah. And she's thinking to herself about how she's betraying everybody, but she has to, because she has to keep the eyes safe. 2, she also feels really bad because nobody besides the high priest, so Tatsuma, is allowed inside Goma Hall. So her even coming in here, especially with a non-Myoto sect member, is treason, but she has to do it anyway. And it was also really torn apart because of all the flashbacks we just saw with Mamusi having a good time and everything when she was a kid. And then we get the opening. After the opening, we get this really cool scene where we cut back and forth a little bit with Tatsuma narrating, and every time we hear him narrate, that's Rin and Yukio and Shira hearing Yukio read the notes. So they're reading a note, and he's saying about how when the founder of Myoto sect killed the Impure King, he had a Katara, a flame demon, inside the Koma sword, and it's imbued in the Koma sword. So you unsheathe it. Then boom, Katara come out, and they pray to the sword every day with the sacred flame for Katara. That's in the flashback. That's why the father was really mad. You have to pray to the sacred flame, which is Katara inside the Koma sword. 2, that's why you have to pray to the Buddha too. So here's a really cool scene of the sword. When he was explaining about how Katara is inside the Koma sword, we see this one flaming wing come out. But it's really bright, so you can't really see it too well. It kind of sucks, but it's really cool. Trust me, it's really cool, but it's really bright, so you can't see it too well. Anyway, we go back to the flashback with Fujimoto and Tatsuma, and it's right where we left off with Fujimoto on top of that demon bird with the Koma sword, saying he's going to take it. Yozu says, "No, you're not." And he runs up the demon bird to go attack Fujimoto. He swings at him, and he dodges, and then Fujimoto falls over. And everybody's like, "Yeah, good job, Yozo. You got him. Good job." And he's like, "No, I didn't even hit him. This guy was already hurt before he got here." And the camera pans on him, and his head is bleeding. He's passed out. He looks purple. And then one guy runs over to him. He's like, "Wow, I'm surprised he could even stand or even move in his condition. Master, what do you want us to do with him?" Tatsuma looks kind of mad, and then we cut to Fujimoto waking up inside the inn. The Fujimoto is obviously confused about where he's at. Tatsuma explains to him, and he has like his ID, and Tatsuma's like, it says here you're a senior exorcist, the Knights of the True Cross. What are you doing here? And Fujimoto, he's just like all nonchalant. He like he takes out some cigarettes. He tries to light one up, and then Tatsuma just breaks it, and he goes, first, you're gonna tell me how much you know about the Koma sword, and two, why do you even want it? Fujimoto's like, heck if I know. I'm just following orders. All I know is I gotta kill a kid with it. And obviously Tatsuma's like shocked that he would say he's gonna kill a kid with it, and he's also double shocked. Excuse me. He's also double shocked because he's like saying this all nonchalantly. He doesn't even seem phased. So he starts spazzing. He's like, look, we didn't leave you out there because we couldn't just let you die. And Fujimoto's like, well, you're a sucker. You're a sucker. You should have just let me out there. He goes, look, as soon as you're well enough to walk, I want you out of here now. I am not going to be contributing to the killing of a child. And so Fujimoto stands up and he goes, well, I'm going to need a Toma sword before I leave. Tatsuma says that they hit it. He goes, well, I guess I'm going to have to break into every inn that you have here in every temple till I do. And Tatsuma brings out this little dagger. And Fujimoto's like, what is that? You going to hit me with... So Tatsuma, he goes, are you okay? He was just faking, so he just runs past Tatsuma. He's running around. Eventually, he goes into a room. Tatsuma's like, no, don't open that. Opens up the room, and it's all the members of the Myoto sect that got infected with the Impure King's miasma, and they have the bumps on them. They're sick, they're coughing. He got a few different people praying over the sacred flames, and Fujimoto gets really, really mad, and he runs over to a table where the sacred flame is and kicks it over. And Tatsuma's like, what are you doing? If we don't pray to the Buddha in the sacred flame every day, then these people will die. They're gonna get worse. And Fujimoto says that people like you, I hate the most. You're a saint. Actually, I'm gonna look at the subtitles because I remember he did say, people like that he hates the most because they're like posing, but I forgot the specific words he said. So let me just look at the subtitles. Excuse me. Yeah, it kicks over the table. He says, "Take what power you heal." Obviously, he was like, what power has the praying even? Oh, he says you're a coward posing as a saint. And he says, has the prayers even worked a little bit to help these people? Prayers aren't going to help these people. Getting the miasma toxins is. And Tatsuma's like, wait, you know how to do that? You can take it out of them? He goes, yeah. I mean, if it's not too late. And then he gives like a whole list out to people exactly what they need. I remember he specifically says rock salt, onions, boiling hot water, yada, yada, yada. Everybody goes out to get those ingredients. And then obviously Tatsuma's like really excited. And he goes, can you really do that? Like, thank you. He goes, jeez, man. Get off my case. I just said I'm going to heal these people. And besides, you get some boiling hot water. And also, I'm going to need a light. And he shows a cigarette that he broke. Okay. Anyway, eventually we get to see him actually use the medicine that he just made. The toxins get taken out of him. And I was really surprised because in this like not flash forward, but we get like a couple of scenes of like them like getting the miasma out of all the people. And one of them was Yozu. We get to see Yozu. He had miasma. See, look, he has miasma in him when he was a kid. I didn't know that. I don't know if they saw it in the manga or not. And it's been like a long time since I watched season 2 for Blue Exorcist, so I kind of forgot about that. But, oh wow, okay. Like I was really surprised when I saw that. Anyway, Tatsuma reconnects with his wife Toriku, and obviously he's really happy that she's okay now with the toxins out of her, and they're crying, they're hugging each other, and they're really happy that the baby didn't get affected by the miasma, which is Bond. He's gonna be born A-okay. And then she's like, who is that? Because the whole time they were like, hugging and crying and like talking to each other. Fujimoto was in the doorway. And then he goes, hey, I'm going to need that Koma sword before I leave. Besides, I mean, it's only even. I did save all these people's lives. Heck, I even showed you how to cure them. Come on. Can't get the Koma sword now? Tatsuma stands up, closes the door. He goes, I thought you were a good person. Yep, you're a sucker. Big time. Look, I'm going to need and then there's yelling in the background. And it's Tatsuma's dad and a couple of the followers. The dad tells all the followers to chase Fujimoto down and kill him. Fujimoto runs away into the woods, and Tatsuma tries to explain, "Oh, wait, no, Dad, he actually saved all these people. He saved my wife, your grandchild." He goes, "I don't care. Anybody that knows about the Miyota secrets must be killed. And you're not going to go unpunished either, using that heretic's magic." He goes, "It wasn't magic. He just used flowers and herbs and stuff to get the poison out of everybody. You should be grateful. You know, like, oh, your people are good." And he goes, "Look, I have a duty to protect the Miyota. We're not going to listen to him. We're going to keep praying to the sacred flame." And then Tatsuma goes, "You're not protecting, you're not protecting the Miyota's people. You're just protecting his rules. I'm not like you." And he starts to walk away. And you just hear Tatsuma's dad just yelling at him to get back here, but he doesn't. He just keeps walking away. Excuse me. Anyway, we cut to Tatsuma catching up with Fujimoto in the woods running. And he gives Fujimoto the Koma sword. And he goes, "Hey, I'm going to kill a kid with this." He goes, "Nah, I know you're not. You're a good person." He goes, "Yeah, you're a sucker." And he goes, "What about Kadara?" He goes, "Kadara's not in it." He's like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, when I was a kid, I unsheathed the blade just to see what Kadara looked like. And there was nothing in it. Just like you said, it's an empty sword, just a regular sword. And I knew that all these years. I'm done praying to an empty sword. I feel like I got the will to fight again. Come on." And he brings him over to this like opening in the forest. He goes, "You just go down this trail, take a left, right, give him direction how to get out of here, and you'll be good. This makes us even, okay?" And Fujimoto goes, "No, this makes us friends." Tatsuma was surprised, and then he just jumps off the cliff and goes away. All the followers try to chase him, but he gets away. We all know Fujimoto, he gets away. That was a nice scene. That was a really nice scene. There was one little shot of him. I don't know what I'm gonna make the thumbnail, but I was thinking about this one shot of Tatsuma like doing this, like just go down there and you make it right out of here. This scene right here. I don't know. It looks kind of weird. I don't know if I make this a thumbnail, but it was one like really nice shot of Tatsuma and Fujimoto. So maybe not. I don't know. I hate when I say that because in the back of my head I'm like, because I'm saying out loud like I don't know what I'm gonna make the thumbnail. I might make it this, but in the back of my head I'm like, well, they just clicked on the video. Like, this isn't live, so I already had the thumbnail up. So they're like, what's the point of me saying this in the video? But it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Anyway, after that, he says a few months after that happened, when I met Fujimoto, the Blue Night happened. And with my dad's dying breath, he told me all the secrets to the Miyota. Then we cut back to real time. Mamoshi and Toto found a little secret compartment with some stairs. They go down the stairs, and Mamoshi gives him the eye that she was holding. Because she was like, because they walked down the stairway, and there was like a huge door, and they were surprised about the door. And then Mamoshi almost falls over because she has the eye. And Toto was like, "Hey, give me the eye." She goes, "What? I thought you said you couldn't handle both eyes." He goes, "Yeah, I can't, but I don't want to see you get hurt anymore. I just hate putting my favorite pupil through all of this. Do you have any regrets? I know you've been through a lot, betraying your family, your friends, the Miyota, you're stealing their eye and everything. You're going through a lot right now. And I just hate to put you through all this since you're my favorite pupil." And Mamoshi like, "Oh no, I'm good. I have no regrets. I just want to keep these eyes in a safe place and protect everybody in Miyota." So he takes out the eye and gives it to him. So in the next two scenes, we get to see Mamoshi, and she has both her eyes. Well, one eye is like red and bleeding because she had the Impure King eye where that was. So I thought she took out her eye like in Naruto and put it in there. But no, I guess that was just covering up her eye, which is kind of weird to think about. But anime, it's just really weird to think about. But it's whatever. Because look, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, I'll keep on with the view and I'll show you guys. So they walk into a room and they see this thing. They see this thing. It kind of looks like the Kishin from Soul Eater. When he was all tied up in a room, like looking all dried out. Anyway, they find this thing, and Toto mentions that this thing is the Impure King. Obviously, Mamoshi's like shocked, like, "What? No, the Impure King was dead." And he goes, No. 1858, when the founder Miyota fought the Impure King, he couldn't really fully on defeat it or kill it. He could only really gouge his eyes and subdue the actual body. It's been down here for the past 150 years chained up. But if it ever gets his eyes back, it could rejuvenate it and bring it back to its former glory. And he's like getting closer and closer to the impure king while holding both eyes while he's saying this. And obviously Mamusi's like, whoa. Like, obviously he's talking about the impure king being alive. 2, he's like saying about how, you know, the impure king could come back to life while holding both eyes, getting closer and closer to it. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, who are you really, Mr. Toto? Here's the scene I was talking about where you get to see she still has her other eye, but she had the impure king eye in it the other time. So I guess that impure king eye just pushed the other eye back. And we get a really cool scene where when he's standing right next to the impure king while holding both eyes, Mamusi's like, you know, what are you really? What is wrong with you? Anyway, a big burst of flame happens because Toto was going to come up and kill Mamusi, but a big burst of flame comes out of nowhere, and it's Tatsuma with Kurikara. And Kurikara was bound to the high priest of the Myoda each generation. So in one generation, like when his dad died, Kurikara came, and now he's the familiar for Tatsuma. And we get a flashback explaining all this too, but I was just trying to find the scene where, here it is. I was just trying to find this scene really quick to show you guys. The really cool scene of him standing in front of the impure king. That was a really cool shot. I like that. Anyway, excuse me. Like I said, a big burst of flames happened. He's protecting Mamusi. And then we get the scene where he first meets Kurikara. There's a better scene later on. I can show you guys what she looks like. But the night that his dad died, during the Blue Night, that's when Kurikara came. She says that she's going to be the familiar for each Myoda sect member for generations to come. And Tatsuma's like, so what do you want in exchange? She goes, secrecy. She goes, don't tell anybody in your life about me or anybody else. That's all I want. He goes, that's it? She goes, yes. I feed on lies and despair and secrecy. That's all I need, and I will be your familiar for the Myoda sect. Tatsuma's like, oh, okay then, okay. Like, okay, I mean, you can't really say nothing else, you know, but all right. Then we cut back into real time, and Tatsuma's fighting off Toto with Kurikara by his side. And this is what Kurikara looks like. There's another scene when we go outside. There's another scene I'll show you guys, but this is what she looks like close up. And there's another scene we can actually see her full body. It's really just a torso up. It doesn't have any legs. And she's also mentioned as the Phoenix Rebirth. So this is like a Phoenix fire demon. Anyway, the fight doesn't really last that long. It really just Tatsuma blowing. Oh, actually, that was a pretty good shot. I can show you here now. It really gets Tatsuma throwing fireballs at Toto and Toto coming in for one attack. But other than that, Toto just keeps getting blown back. Eventually, Toto gets right next to the Impure King and finna put his eyes inside of it. And Tatsuma does throw a fireball at him, but it's too late. The Impure King is starting to wake up because he got his eyes back. And the only reason he was able to even get that close to the Impure King was because when he was doing like the fireball fury on Toto and Toto just couldn't like handle it, he threw a sword or a little dagger at Mamusi, and Tatsuma had to take his eyes off him and block it so it didn't hit Mamusi. And then he got close to the Impure King. He's like, oh shoot, no! But that Impure King is waking up. Excuse me. So we cut outside and everything is like shaking like an earthquake. And Yozu's outside and Tatsuma comes outside with Mamusi. He's like, what the, master, what's going on? He goes, Yozu, thank goodness your dad told you to follow me here. Take Mamusi back to the field office. She's not doing okay. She had that eye inside of her. She'll tell you everything that just happened here on the way. And he also tells Mamusi to tell everybody everything. He goes, okay, be gentle and bring some backup here, okay? And make sure you don't let any of the blobs hit you. And he runs away. And when he said blobs, it's because the Impure King woke up and it's in an immature state right now. Tatsuma says it has to mature so it can look like the regular Impure King like himself. But right now it's just like this big globby mess. But after it matures, it will turn into the actual Impure King. So Yozu takes Mamusi, brings her back down the mountain to bring her back to the field office to explain to everybody everything that just happened. Tatsuma brings out Katara. I've been saying Kurikara this whole time. I meant Katara. Anyway, brings her out, and she goes, well, my secret is known. My pact with the Myoda sect high priest is over. And then Tatsuma goes, yeah, but me and you made another pact, so you're not done with me yet. We gotta hit this thing with a flame seal. She says that that's gonna take a lot of power and energy out of him. He goes, yeah, but we don't really have a choice now, do we? It's starting to mature. We can't let this thing get out. So they do a flame seal. It's nothing too fancy. It's really just Tatsuma chanting, and then Katara, she dives into the Impure King and makes a huge star that makes this flame oval barrier, and he falls to his knees. He's like, whew, that's taking a lot out of me. And she goes, I told you. Then, out of nowhere, Toto comes and stabs Tatsuma right through the neck. When that happened, you sort of saw my face when I was reading that for the first time. I was like, yo, I nearly dropped my book. I nearly dropped my book. I was shook. I was so shook when that happened, man. I didn't know what to think. Anyway, Toto starts to mention about how, Toto mentions that Tatsuma was his real target. Well, not Tatsuma specifically, but his familiar, Katara. But obviously, Tatsuma doesn't really go out and about like that. He stays to himself. He always goes inside the Gyoma sect. Obviously, he doesn't know anything about the Miyota or like the layout. So he had to wait years and years with Mamoshi, then wait another few years to even think of a plan to get him out in the open to take Katara. In this one scene, I kind of forgot how it happened in the manga, but when Toto was explaining his plan about how he had to get Tatsuma, when Toto was explaining his plan to get Tatsuma out in the open so he can steal Katara, he was like, he lunged towards Katara with the blade he just used to stab Tatsuma, stabs it, brings Katara close to him and starts to eat it. And Tatsuma sees it, he's like, what in the world? Like, how is a human eating such a powerful demon like that and not controlling it? Because he actually eats Katara all the way. A big burst of flames happen. He's holding his stomach. He goes, this feels kind of weird, but I'll get used to it. And man, hey, I think I just de-aged. I think I look younger. What a nice side effect. And he starts to walk away. I'm like, yo. Like, obviously Tatsuma's confused at how he was able to do this. I'm confused how he was even able to do this. And this is Toto when he got younger after eating the phoenix. That is wild. He goes, well, I'm one step closer to my overall goal. See you later. And obviously Tatsuma's just bleeding out. He can't move. He's like, wait. And Toto just walks away. Then we cut over to Yukio reading the letter, and he gets to the very last sentence about how he wants Ren to use the Koma sword to defeat the Impure King so he can finally be killed after all these years. He knows he's just a random stranger asking him to do a really big task. But please, you have any compassion in your heart, just like your father, I will want you to please kill the Impure King. And then that's the end of the episode. We just see Ren's face looking kind of shocked about his request, and then we get the credits. So yeah, that's episode 6, baby. Not bad. So, well, actually, I don't have too much to say because I'm at 23 minutes and my computer's gonna cut me off really soon. So, yeah, that's about it. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for being wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right.